Oh wait, that no one likes.
All right, let's wrap up the review mania with Ahsoka series review here. We did the first 5 episodes. I'm all caught up now. We can review the last 3.
So the first thing I want to talk about before we
really
actually
like
get
this
into those
show.
3 episodes, I'm glad
I
you
wanna be
do.
clear.
I'm glad that you feel like I do. That is the best Star Wars movie or Star Wars show, I think, except for maybe Andor or Mandalorian season 1. It is the closest to the feeling I get when I watch a Star Wars movie. One of the first.
Yeah, it feels like
6.
old school Star Wars.
It does. It and I don't know if we talked about it on the air, but we have on off the air a lot. Off panel, off air.
Whoa!
But
What does it sound like?
Oh.
That was another episode of Off Panel, Off Air.
Nice.
Man, I bet you
Whoops.
thought your car was messed up.
Right? You're like, son of a bitch, my
Oh.
Bluetooth is off.
And then you crashed. Damn it.
I have a Bluetooth. So, no.
What?
But one of the things that I really like about this show is we
You know what I like?
we didn't watch Rebels,
pew,
we didn't
quip,
watch
pew,
Clone
pew,
Wars.
quip.
You just go right over it.
Of course, because you're just trying to fuck with me. We didn't. Neither one of us watched Clone Wars or Rebels or any of that stuff. But I'm aware of the characters from Legos. Okay, basically.
Fucking nerd.
That's how I know them at all. That's how I know Kane and Jarrus. The first it's the Phantom and the Ghost is their ships. Hera Syndulla in the cartoon, and the first Thrawn minifigure came with a Kanan Jarrus who's blind, and an Ezra Bridger, and a Thrawn, and then a Chopper. No Ezra, and then Chopper. And so I was like, I don't know who this Kanan Jarrus dude is, but you goddamn know I'm gonna get a Thrawn minifigure, motherfucker. And that's the only way. I didn't even really know who they were, or I kind of, sort of, maybe might have Wikipedia'd it or Wikipedia'd it just to find out, like,
Good
who
old
they are.
Wikipedia.
Well, just to find out, like, what's
Yeah.
going on with these people, because I have a lot of minifigures of them. And this show, I don't know about you, but I can watch that end sequence with that slowly building. It's hopeful and yet tragic music at the same time. That whole sequence of, like, the circuitous route that everybody takes to that one place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Did you ever watch the end credits just straight through? Dun, 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 dun. It's fucking brilliant. No, I'm serious.
No, the scores is really good on this
It's
show.
really good, and like when she first sees Ezra, I don't know these characters. This is the first time anybody who's a fan of that show has seen them in live action. And I guarantee you that they were freaking out and like, oh my God, this is awesome. And what I got from it was, wow, these characters love each other.
Yeah.
And it's palpable and it's visceral and I can see it, and the direction and the writing and the characters and the acting all brought it home to me. I may not ever watch Clone Wars or Rebels, but I have more of a desire to than I ever have in my life.
Yeah.
Just because I want to see those stories that brought them together. And I'm kind of pissed that the big purple guy hasn't shown up yet. He's been mentioned. There's a big
He shows
purple
up-
alien dude,
Are you talking
Zeb.
about? Yeah, you're talking about. He was the dude at the bar in The Mandalorian. It's season 3.
Yeah,
When
but
he's-
he
when
needs to show up again.
No, yeah, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Done dirty.
I will say this. I think I enjoyed it as well. It did feel like classic Star Wars to me. I thought it did a really good job of making me understand characters that I had not known before, because I'm like you, I didn't watch.
I knew more about Ahsoka than anything, just from she was in the original Clone Wars,
Yeah.
the Genndy Tartakovsky, I think.
But I could also appreciate like callbacks to that. Like seeing Anakin, we talked about it when we reviewed the earlier episode. Seeing Anakin in that armor was awesome. I just feel like this could have been a movie.
Yeah.
Cuz it feels like, but again, it's weird because I do appreciate taking their time to explain this stuff to me and convey that why I should care about these characters. But it really feels like the second half of the season is just like a movie. and that's fine. I enjoyed it. Like the third act, dude. And I love that Filoni has been worked with George Lucas for so long and understands this world so well that he took someone who doesn't know anything about the fucking witches and make me understand that, like, oh, they're dealing with some dark magic in the Force. You know why? Because I've already accepted that people have telekinesis in this world. I've already accepted the Force.
They're basically
so
the precursor
magic?
to the Sith, is the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
Yeah.
And Darth Maul and his brothers, Savage, are the male versions of Dathomirians.
Yeah.
That's what the females look like that, and the males look like Darth Maul.
With the horns and
yeah.
And
I think I might get my nerd card pulled for that.
when
Pretty sure though.
When what's her name?
Savage Opress is Darth Maul's brother from the fucking Clone Wars.
Wow, what a
He's
name.
basically a Darth Maul who's yellow.
Who was the woman
and
that
black.
that hired Balin in the show?
Morgan Elsbeth.
I'm gonna pull that up.
Morgan Elsbeth. The one who brought them there?
Or her name. Yeah, her character's name.
Morgan Elsbeth is the one who was Thrawn's person. Are you talking about Shin Hati?
Yeah, Shin.
Balin's?
Shin.
Yeah, Shin Hati.
No. The one, the witch. She becomes a witch.
Morgan Elsbeth.
That's not her name.
Yes, it is.
That is not a Star Wars name. Let me look it up. I don't believe you. What was it? Oh, you're right.
They said her name like a million times, butthole.
Anyway, no, like her turning into one of them was awesome. And then
I
like,
love that
dude,
sword.
Her fight scene with Ahsoka was fun. And how many times have we seen something other than a lightsaber, and a dark saber have a fight like that? Like
That
that's
was pretty
also
cool.
introducing the idea of like, oh, swords, like this magic. Like he does such a good job.
Ahsoka only has one now.
He does such a good job of weaving in that like mystical thing into something that's again more science heavy.
Right now, again, I can't stress how pissed I am about the sequel trilogy.
Oh yeah, they fucking fumbled so hard.
Because right now, they're building what should have come after Return of the Jedi.
But in because that's where it is in the timeline. It's such a.
But they have to somehow bring it to this piece of shit trilogy that J.J. Abrams shat out in his fucking sleep.
And the third movie was an apology.
Oh, fuck off.
You know what? If you don't like The Last Jedi, fine.
The first movie was,
but
hey,
it's good.
We're still Star Wars. Look, we're doing Tatooine.
We're sorry about that movie that was different.
The second movie is, you know what? Fuck you, Star Wars fans. We're going to do our own thing and do some good stuff and different stuff because you need change. And then the third movie is, hey, we're sorry about that second one.
Kylo Ren.
Somebody else was in charge.
Kylo Ren literally tells you to kill the past in that movie.
He what?
Literally says, kill the past. And Ryan Johnson was just like, and dude, Kylo's character was so interesting in that second movie. And his dynamic with Rey was interesting. And it didn't feel like a romantic relationship.
No.
But it felt like those two people were at the same points in their life on different sides. Like, whatever. We're not talking about The Last Jedi. But
no, if you
but
if
that's
you
what I
do
mean.
the
They
third
didn't even
one,
try and you're right. It's what you said. They didn't even bother to try and make sense. They started a trilogy without a fucking plan.
yes, and then they just did
And
it
then you
as
and then you get Favreau and Filoni that understand this world and do such an awesome job making this new creative shit.
you want to know if
And then they fucking, you're right, they have to build to that.
Yes. Now, Favreau and Filoni have the fucking advantage in the respect that they don't give a fuck about what is said on the internet when they're creating. Abrams is fucking he's a social media chump. He's got to be.
I love how
He's
much
gotta
you hate
just-
J.J. Abrams.
Well, dude, he fucked up Star Wars, dude. I'm sorry, but he did.
You know what it was?
The first one,
Sloppy.
is what it is, and the second one is brilliant because of the chances it takes for Star Wars, right? And it
Yeah.
could have been so much better if they had continued that arc from the second one into the third one. But then they're like, nope, we got to go. Fucking Star Wars fans are pissed. There's 10 of them. Yeah, but they're pissed. There's 10 of them. I know, but they're pissed. Hey, I got an idea. Yeah, you. Why don't we just not listen to those 10 fucking idiots who just don't understand Star Wars at all?
Brilliant!
Anyway.
No, we got to make the Rise of Skywalker.
Dude, can we talk about the Night Troopers?
Oh,
I
dude.
fucking love that.
We talked about off the air. I had to watch that sequence where he brings the Chimera down to that fucking temple, dude.
Thrawn,
That is such a fucking power move, dude. No. You don't come up to my ship.
I'll drop down
I'll come down to you. Okay?
so I can leave whenever I want.
Right.
Which makes me
Later.
laugh. I was watching it with
But
that.
dude, Enoch is fucking cool.
watching
I want
my-
an action figure.
I was watching it with my wife, and I was like,
Did you guys finally understand why I loved Thrawn so much when you saw
think
that?
he's okay. No, I think he's a pretty solid villain, but I like it because it's different. I told you it felt like
You didn't know-
Tarkin, but we're
Right.
getting off. I don't want to get off the original thought.
Sorry.
But when he leaves Balin and Shin, and Morgan's like shocked by it, I'm like, really? You're shocked that a fucking Grand Admiral was a dick in the Empire? People that are clearly okay with genociding a whole planet are going to be trustworthy people? You know what I mean? But I think they did a really good job of
Here's why
introducing him to a mainstream audience.
Yes, but here's why I don't think you appreciate Thrawn as much as I do, because you, I'm serious. I'm surprised that up until a couple of weeks ago or whatever, or maybe you did and you're fucking with me, but I'm surprised you didn't know about the Empire's unspoken no aliens rule.
Yeah. I had not known about that.
And maybe that's because I read a lot of the books growing up or whatever, and they kind of
because Heir to
they
the
touched
Empire
on
and all
that.
stuff.
But I mean, technically, according to Disney, that's only legends and not whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's not canon.
no, but I believe it's been canon for a long time that the Empire began purging aliens from its ranks, like non-humans. So that right there, the fact that he is one of only, I believe, 14 or 12 Grand Admirals that ever existed in the Empire. And can I just say also that, hey, George, you really, really fucked yourself by making the end of the first trilogy only 18 years before the first Star Wars. You're trying to tell me that when I first saw Star Wars when I was a kid, I believed that Empire had been around for like at least 50 years or something, right?
Yeah.
Now, I do understand a couple things. That the way the timeline worked, that you had to have Padme die at the end of the third one, the end of the Clone Wars, and that Luke and Leia are about 18 when Star Wars starts. Okay, I get that. But it just still seems like piss poor planning somehow that you didn't, I'm serious, that you didn't give me like 30, 40 years of the fucking Empire or something. I mean, 18 years.
But isn't that what
doesn't,
Clone Wars and Rebels and the Bad Batch is supposed to do? All this stuff is doing right now
What?
is
fleshing out that
trying
period?
to show time. Yeah,
I don't
because
know. It still bugs me that
25
18
years from Return of the Jedi to Force Awakens, I think, or something like that. 30 years maybe. I don't know. That's the timeline, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's something like 20.
So yeah, all this shit, and that's what's so annoying about Star Wars is it's like,
You know why Star Trek's better than Star Wars? Yeah, I fucking said it.
whoa.
You know why Star Trek's better than Star Wars?
Why?
They don't have sticks up their asses about their own IP. They don't have to fucking, everything has to be on a tightrope and on a timeline and pick-a-dick-a-pick-a-deer. Dude, Star Trek was cool with like multiple timelines like years ago. And you know why their fans are happier? Because they know that their fucking franchise is in good hands. And you know what? Take some of the Star Wars shows, some of those that have come out, put those up against, well, actually, none of the Star Wars shows that I honestly have been terrible. I was going to say put them up against some of the Star Trek shows like, Brave New Worlds and stuff.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, like, look, Star Wars fans are way too fucking uptight about their fucking franchise.
well, there were
and
people.
canon.
There were people on Twitter bitching about the Night Troopers. I'm like, dude, zombie fucking stormtroopers. That's scary as shit. That's awesome.
Why were they bitching?
I don't know.
Because they don't like cool things?
And they're acting like it hasn't existed before. Like people are like sharing because there's this book called Death Troopers that talks about it. And I kind of want to read it. I don't know. Like the zombie fucking stormtroopers, I thought were really cool.
Here's the first thing.
I like it.
The Night Troopers are not just zombies. That was something that Morgan and the sisters did. Okay, they're not all like that. Let's make that clear. They did that at that moment to zombify those guys.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry. They were called Night Troopers originally. Yes.
Right. But one of the things that characterizes Thrawn is his ability to get to squeeze every last bit out of everybody under his command. And he is so good that if he said to anybody under his command, hey, the only way we win this is if you slit your throat for me right now. And they go, all right, without a thought. That's fucking scary, isn't it? That's scary that somebody can instill that kind of fanaticism. No, fanaticism.
Yes.
And that is
Fascism.
why Thrawn is such a fucking compelling villain in Star Wars, because he is on the level of the Emperor and Vader when it comes to instilling. But again, he hated Vader. He thought Vader was a dick. He hated that Vader like killed off guys under his command all the time like it was nothing. He was like, you fucking dick. You're killing Empire resources. You're an ass.
It's not because they're killing people. It's because they're killing resources. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Thrawn had a way of looking at it like, dude, Vader was a dick and a dumbass. Fuck Vader, man. Oh, I'm gonna go kill all these generals that we really can use.
I love the look of the Night Troopers that have like this ancient look to them.
Yes.
They have like robes.
Well, they've been gone. They've been exiled. They have no materials to repair their armor. All that shit is to hold their armor.
This is after the Empire's collapsed.
Yeah,
and fucking Enoch.
When they got
Enoch's helmet is fucking rad.
right, but when they got exiled in that galaxy, the war wasn't over yet.
Okay, so that's why they.
The Empire had, because you remember Ezra, she had to tell Ezra that the Empire had fallen, and about the Battle of Endor.
Yeah.
When they were driving around or whatever. But still, they've been exiled so long in a place where they don't have, like, they can't readily go to the, armory and get a new piece. Because there is no armor.
Yeah, and
they don't have materials to make new.
That's a really good point.
But they're willing to do that because they're so fanatic about Thrawn.
That's
dude.
a really good point about him as a strategist too, because unlike Vader, he knew when to leave the situation, and he's like, I'm wasting enough men fighting here. I'm leaving. I got what I wanted.
Acceptable
and she
losses.
was trained by Anakin Skywalker. And I know who Anakin Skywalker is. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like I just love that. And you don't it's almost like sometimes in storytelling we forget that like the villain should be cowardly. We forget that the villain should leave. And you know why? Cuz you want that villain around longer. It's basic pro wrestling heel and babyface. You want the heel to be a cowardly little dick who keeps ducking the babyface. So when Ahsoka finally gets Thrawn, you're fucking into it and you're happy. You're like, finally, she's gonna make this dick pay. That's the point, and that's good storytelling, and I fucking love it. It's a good show. I had fun with it.
I was just a big fan.
I give it a big old sloppy.
I'll eat your ass.
What?
I was gonna say this.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up.
That made me feel good.
Did it?
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.